Oh, God. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. This is Greg. I got beside me two people. Introduce yourselves.
I am Josh.
Hi.
Oh, fine.
That's Brandy.
That's Brandy. Okay. This is the Squirrel Tangent.
I am the squirrel.
She is the squirrel.
She is the squirrel. This is a podcast where, though I did like any diligent podcaster would do, and I took notes and I added and I came up with ideas to talk about.
Because he's a nerd.
Yeah. Squirrel tangents may happen. We might not stay on subject, and yeah, there's that.
Mostly my doing. Play it, Josh!
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Play it.
We have to get to this intro song that you put together, though.
Oh, God. And you know what? I started the recording immediately after the intro song, so you didn't get your fun little singing over the top of it. I should have added a new track on the bottom of it, and maybe we'll do that next time. We'll get you your wonderful vocals for episode 2. Yeah. We'll have a second
That's something
track
for the fans to stick around for. I say fans presumptively because they will immediately stop listening.
It goes along
the
lines of, Brandy may hate this song, but we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We're going to pod.
Again, welcome to Squirrel Tangents. I haven't even started on my notes and we're just going. Well, one of the things is we are all three living in Vegas, and shit that happens in Vegas is, well, they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, we're here.
We're not going to let it stay in Vegas.
Not at all.
Because broadcast it to the universe. I want these motherfuckers on blast.
Right. Plus, it also gets on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on
Pornhub.
Yeah.
Pornhub.
There's a few of those. You look up Las Vegas and Pornhub, and there's a lot of videos.
You've actually done this before? I'd be too worried that I would find somebody I knew. But
yeah, I've done it. Actually, I looked up Hawaii on Pornhub, and we did find somebody we knew.
Nice.
Someone
I haven't contacted her yet to ask her if she
actually
put it on.
She's been busy,
or
if somebody vindictive to get the money.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Because
we're not going to give a name for that in case it isn't on purpose. If it's on purpose, maybe when we find out,
that maybe on the bonus episode we'll put people on real blast.
Stalkers and haters who have reported her numerous times. She's had numerous different profiles. So until I ask her and clarify with her, which I have to make sure that it is her and it's not the other person.
Hey, if it is her, we'll make her Pornhub famous.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna have to get that off air so that I can maybe make a move.
Right, you know.
She's back home though. Are you gonna
she
get back to the islands? Yeah,
she visits Vegas.
Everybody can visit Vegas.
Everybody has family in Vegas.
Especially from Hawaii. I mean, they only call it the 9th island for a reason. What, like a third of the population here is from Hawaii?
Something like that.
It seems like an arbitrary number, but we'll go with it.
So, like I said, back on subject, things that happen in Vegas. I'm a driver in Vegas, and if you've never seen the service,
he drives it on home.
I drive on the Strip, a new service called Trip to Strip. It's kind of cool. It's like an Uber or Lyft thing. We got limo seating. It's a fun way to get around Vegas. But while I'm driving one day, is typical in any major city. You see people on the sides of the roads that hold up signs, and they're like, they're asking for money, or some of them get clever and like, why lie? I need a beer. This one, he got kind of clever. He said, I need $sign for weed. So when I first read it, I'm like, you need $4 for weed? Dude, who are you buying it from? And then right in front of him, though, is another homeless chick holding up a sign and pointing back at him, going, he's an asshole, and trying to get people not to give him money. I mean...
So we're doing bits now? This is like it's bad improv?
This is seriously what happened on the Strip.
Jesus.
This is real shit. Like, Really? How bad you gotta be for a homeless person who's probably got 10 billion drugs in their system to be like, no, he's a dick.
Yeah.
Don't give him the money. Give it to me.
Right. I want it for ice. He wants it for weed. He's lame.
Well, whatever small mountain you carve out in life, you're gonna have a beef with somebody. Like
exactly. Now, Josh, you work in a hotel. And you work on a gambling floor.
You get to watch girls do the Vegas walk.
The Vegas walk. Well,
you know what the Vegas walk is.
I do. Girls who never wear high heels at home or ever wear high heels of the height that they're wearing here at home, and then they drink and they look like your toddler trying to freaking learn how to walk. Well, when they're not in Montana anymore, all of a sudden,
right? They're used to wearing this 1-inch pumps, and now they're wearing like 6-inch heels.
But do they act like that at home? Like, do they randomly wear high heels, don't know how to walk, fall down, have their dress lift up, and everybody see like their cervix? No.
Which I've seen on the strip. Nothing is unseen on the strip.
You've seen somebody's cervix on the cervix?
I don't remember the last time I saw a cervix specifically, though.
I've had somebody flash their vagina through a car window at me while I was driving. But did you see her
cervix?
Well, she didn't like sit there and spread it and like put a what do they call it? The speculum? Is that
speculum?
Yeah, the speculum where they just like spread it out. No, I was going to say speculum, but I was hoping I was right.
It sounded like spatula was coming out.
I like that it's called speculum too. We're speculating.
Right, well, because you're speculating
as to what the cervix would look like, which is the thing I've never done before.
Why would you have to? It looks like a flesh donut. But
ladies and gentlemen, Anatomy 101.
It looks like a mini flesh donut, if you must know.
So, as opposed to the chocolate donut that's on the other side.
That's the puckered starfish. Comes in 2 flavors.
Oh, shit.
Actually 3. Vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate.
Oh, God.
Depends if you bleach or not.
And why would anybody ever bleach their ass? That's just like asking for ew.
You know why? Because you know how you see those people where their skin rubbed together too much. Like a lot of Asians, and I'm not saying all Asians bleach their ass.
And for people that can't see us, because everybody, we got hand motions and everything.
I'm making the hand motion.
I thought you were trying to start a fire over there, but whatever works.
I would need a stick, but anyway.
Well, I got one of those for you.
No, Indian rub. But what the fuck was I talking about? Ass bleaching.
Ass bleaching.
So
that should just be assumed, though. Like it always comes back to ass bleaching.
You can buy ass bleach gel on Amazon. Anal bleach gel on Amazon.
Oh.
They sell it on Amazon. You can bleach your own ass at home. So ain't nobody gotta be there holding your ass cheeks together and painting on this peroxide.
Then how do you hold your ass cheeks apart? Because I'm sorry, but you
just gotta like when you sit.
The body motions are great over here.
When you sit on the toilet, does your ass cheeks not automatically just do that? Just sit on the bowl. But you don't have to hold your ass cheeks open to take a shit.
See, I
kind of push that out. I'm not one of those people that likes to hang out with my own shit, so I just push it out and get the fuck out.
Yeah,
I'm
same. I don't look at it.
2-3 minutes max in the bathroom, and I'm done. I can't be one of those people. Like, there is no reason in the world for me to have a magazine rack in the bathroom because I will not hang out long enough to pick up an article.
You're gonna have the biggest hemorrhoid hanging out of your butthole when you get older because you push it out so fast. It's gonna be longer than your junk.
44 years old, still haven't had one yet. So
I need to sit there and look at Instagram and check my Facebook. Let it ease on down the road because
I'm too concentrated on getting that push started. Once it starts, it's kind of like a baby. Once it heads out, slides out.
Yes, and you push it so damn hard I can hear it from the dang living room.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need to hear that.
I wanted to splash.
No, I hear the because it's like help.
So do you do the flush twice just to
be sure?
Case?
Oh yeah, the courtesy flush.
I don't want to
absolutely.
look at it either.
Like, yeah, the courtesy flush, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I don't give a fuck about the smell after I leave the room, so I won't spray because
he'll blow it up in public.
He'll blow up. I will totally blow up a toilet in public. After I get done eating like some Panda Express, that's like my classic go-to toilets exploding under my ass. I can only shit at home. Oh, no, I can only shit at home. No. Oh, God. Now that makes me think. What'd they call him in American Pie? Oh, God. The nerd that could only shit at home.
Oh, Shitbrick.
Shitbrick. That's right. All right. Your new name is Shitbrick. But
because I've had some horror stories with whenever I try to go at work, which I have to because the fucking coffee, that it comes back at you. Because these toilets are glitchy.
But doing without the coffee is totally worth it. I mean, you have to have the coffee. So doing without the coffee is not acceptable.
No,
so
it's not acceptable.
You just have to deal with it.
But I'd rather just shit in the wild at that point. Like, I don't want it coming back at me. At least I know if I shit in a ditch, it's going to stay there. I can cover it up.
The only wild you're going to get is very, very manicured bushes in the casinos, and then it'll be like employee whatever to the office. We have you on camera shitting in the bushes.
That wasn't me.
Yeah. And you have to go out like wear a ski mask or some shit to go shit in the bushes.
And covert shitting. Tourists came by later to smell the flowers, and they weren't so
flowery.
They weren't so flororific.
Oh God. And in other news, one of the things that always amuses me, at least, is...
What doesn't amuse you? See, that's harder of a question.
The Real Housewives.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the stupidest shows on TV. But, Floridians. And I'm sorry if you're Floridian. I expect that in our future podcast we're going to lose...
Your dad lives in Florida.
I agree. And I find him terribly amusing. But I'm expecting that we've just lost every person in Florida that will ever possibly listen to this podcast, because I'm going to constantly bring up Floridians. That's just going to be a running thing for me, because it's so easy to come up with material from Florida.
Why?
Try this one. I found an article, and I'll bring up the article if you guys need to see it. This guy trashed the store, beat up a clerk, because the clerk denied him cigarettes. Like, beat the fuck out of this guy. Like, you won't sell me cigarettes. What, fucker? And
was he old enough to buy cigarettes?
Yeah, he was just being a pain in the ass. So the clerk decided he was going to deny service because, well, as is the option of any establishment, if
we have the right
to refuse service. But he refused service, and the guy fucking went psycho on him. Like, the guy was already being such a problem that when he left the store, he went to go lock the door and wasn't fast enough locking the door, and the guy shoved his way back in and beat his ass to the ground.
Because he was jonesing for that nicotine.
Man, I'm a smoker, and I ain't never jonesed bad enough to want to put my fist through somebody's face.
And where does the word Jones come from? And I would be pissed off if my last name was Jones, or even was referred to a tweaking type reference.
Right.
Do you think that's why Jim Jones was so such a dick? Because he had the condom association, and then he gets the jonesing association. He's just like, fuck this.
You know, because other people, I'm jonesing for a drink, or I'm jonesing for this. Who the fuck is Jones, and why?
Well, I mean, there's other ones like that. Like we watch a show that we'll talk about, The Boys on Amazon, and one of the characters in there said a very common phrase that I've heard many a times before, and Bob's your uncle. Who the fuck is Bob? What Bob? And how do you know Bob's my uncle? I don't have an Uncle Bob.
Just like
maybe it's like a revelation.
I have a cousin Bobby. But I don't have an Uncle Bob, so why are you
sure that he's not your uncle?
Yes, I am absolutely sure. I am not from North Carolina.
So we just lost their listeners too. So should we just go to war with the Confederacy at this point?
Well, they did lose.
They lost. They'll probably lose again.
And they're proud of losing.
They're proud of losing.
We're so proud. Yeah, look at our flag. Yeah. We lost, fuckers. We're so proud. We're so proud to be losers. Yeah. We hate your skin color because we lost. Yeah. But we're proud we lost.
Yeah. We're proud we stood up and got our asses handed to us. But, that's the whole of the South for you.
The whole of the South. What is her name?
Darling.
Well, what's your ex-wife's name? She lives in Kentucky.
Does she?
Yes, she does.
Where did you meet her?
California.
How'd she end up in fucking Kentucky?
Because she's a whore.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
Not to speak negative of,
well, we already have, so we might as well just commit.
Yeah.
Their
is she gonna
senator
listen?
is
I hope that this gets spread far enough that
their senator is Turtlehead Turd Mitch.
There we go.
And so if anybody does listen to this and wants to spread it around to as many people as you can, get it so everybody hears this, and find my ex-wife Anna and make sure she listens to this. That would be fantastic. I would love to get it spread that far.
Yeah. Because on most shows they try to protect the names of the innocent, and I think on this we just fuck you. We're coming for everybody.
Innocent?
We're coming for everybody.
We're
protecting the names of the guilty. We're just putting people on blast.
Okay, well, we're not going to protect the names of the guilty. We'll protect the names of the innocent. There's some, like said person from Hawaii on Pornhub.
But we're not saying last names.
No.
And a first name could be anybody. Unless it's a distinctive first name.
Right.
But there's,
Well, she does
But there's, Tom, Dick, Harry, and James.
She does have the quintessential, the Southern type name where they have two first names or two first names in a first name.
Well, you're only saying her first name.
Well, true. So it would be Anna Marie. That's her first name.
You just said the second name, ding dong.
No, that's her first name. I didn't even say her middle name or her last name.
Please don't.
I won't. Just first name, Anna Marie. So if
you did not acknowledge my Tom, Dick, Harry, and James.
Yeah. Well,
we know we have a good friend named James, but he has a different last name, and he's not the shit stain on the BVDs of.
Yeah. See now there was another conversation that Brandy and I had a long time ago where calling somebody a douche really is too nice. Because that implies that you're getting close to a clean pussy.
You're getting, not only getting close to a pussy, you're in pussy. You're last night,
and
I was inside of you. Last night, while I was douching you, I saw the sun, the moon. I washed out all that river.
So, if you guys aren't familiar with the what was the R&B group? What the fuck was the name? As Yet.
Because it's older than you.
Probably about the same age, but I hope I wasn't conceived to that song specifically. I probably look more like a mountain.
You probably were.
More like a mountain, or the sun, or the stars, or the moon, or some shit.
Yeah, in case anybody needed to know, Brandy and I are the old farts.
I'm the oldest fart.
Oldest fart. We go in order from Brandy to me to Josh, who's the baby of the group.
Who is young enough to be my child.
Yep.
And his mother is only maybe...
What?
Between maybe 10
53?
years.
53?
Oh, God, that's what, 6 years older than me?
5.
5? That's 1 year younger than my brother.
Oh, man.
48, 47,
Are you feeling like the baby of the group yet?
Hopefully. No, and 54, so I can give you a...
Oh, okay. That would give her 5.
It's close enough.
Dude.
She's still having an existential crisis right now, so we've completed whatever our goal was.
Well, whatever your goal was, man. I don't care. I'm in the middle of a bunch.
Now do bad math again. 53.
Yeah.
So I can reinitiate your crisis.
But, yeah, even better.
Oh,
even
better. Things that make you feel old. Like, for me, one of the things that made me feel old is when they released the 20th anniversary edition of E.T. And this happened, God, at this point, they're on, their 30th or 35th anniversary of E.T. And I don't know when E.T. came out, if somebody wants to look that one up. But
it was early 80s.
Early 80s? I thought it was like 84.
I think it's like 80.
It's like 81 or something like that?
No.
Now, this is good podcast listening right now. Yeah. We try to guess the year that the fucking movie came
out. I'm saying 84.
But there's going to be a lot of that.
I say 82.
I'm going to say 82. Or I'm going to say 81. The year 82.
It happened after I left
82.
Iceland.
Ha!
82. Damn.
I'm right.
So it happened before I went to Iceland. But when the 20th anniversary of that came out in 2002, and I'm like, oh God, now I'm feeling old. And now that I think about that, it's past the 30. It's almost to the 40th anniversary of E.T.
I don't know if you've ever saw this movie, but he's never saw it, and it's blasphemous. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I have seen that movie.
What is wrong with you?
What were you doing in the 80s?
What the hell?
Did you go through puberty?
How could you not see Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Are you sure that you...
It is an iconic 80s movie.
I've seen bits of it.
No, because you know why? You like ambiguously gay movies like fucking Moulin Rouge.
That's because it's a good fucking movie.
No, Moulin Rouge is an atrocity.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Ambiguously gay. He like... Oh.
Where did you stand on Mamma Mia? Did you watch Mamma Mia?
Yes, I did. That was bad. That was bad. I watched it.
I didn't even watch the second
because one. Music, ABBA, it's history. But
ABBA? And no. you secretly want to wear the ABBA turd around your neck. And only people who have seen Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, know about the ABBA turd.
This is an audio podcast, so just so you guys know at home, Greg's soul just left his body. And he is now a corpse.
Because he's sitting in the middle and he's being accosted by the oldest and the youngest of why he hasn't watched something which was supremely within his time frame.
Are you sure that you went through puberty?
And how long did it take you to watch the entirety of the Lord of the Rings series?
A lot of your TV shows, it's not like you had something better to do.
Exactly.
There was nothing better for you to fucking do in the 80s. There was nothing better for you to be watching.
Or 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah. Conan the Barbarian, which version of that do you want?
That's not a sci-fi movie.
That is sci-fi fantasy.
No, it's not.
It is fantasy.
No, it's fantasy, but it's not space fantasy or elven fantasy. This is medieval barbaric fantasy.
With warlocks and magic and giant snakes and mythical creatures and
there was no mythical creatures. There was witches.
There aren't a lot of muscles.
There was a shapeshifter, and
that qualifies as fantasy.
A witch, a shapeshifter, and a wizard. That's it.
Full on qualifies as a fantasy. No,
the other ones have elves and
there's not a lot of Grace Jones.
A whole yeah.
So,
or Wilt Chamberlain.
I still say the best movie for Grace Jones was Vamp.
I have not seen this. Is that?
Oh yeah, you got to go back.
Should that be an episode?
You need to watch Vamp, and we will discuss your opinion of Vamp. It's yes.
But
I'm in the mood for loving simply
Fast
because
Times at
they're
Ridgemont
naked.
High, like you couldn't get away with having that type of film being made nowadays because people are so PC. I mean, back then you had a freshman in high school having her first time having sex in a baseball dugout. You had them trying to two girls trying to learn how to give head on carrots in the cafeteria. you had all these teenagers doing drugs, drinking, boning, talking about boning, showing nudity. So that is quintessential 80s teen cult classic that you could never get away with.
When they try and do something like that, now they do it like Euphoria, where it's like they're doing designer drugs in these fucking clubs.
I can't even get into Euphoria. I remember we were reading about it.
Yeah, on HBO and it didn't seem interesting to me.
It's like if I want to watch a whole bunch of kids rolling, it's not like I have to watch a freaking TV show about it. We can walk around the freaking streets and see it ourselves without having to pay.
5 minutes on the strip and you see, even better, get down to Fremont.
Oh,
that's better than people at Walmart. I mean, the things you see there is just...
Yeah.
And the homeless stay drunk there. They stay drunk. Because people aren't allowed to bring their open alcoholic beverages onto the bus. And so we have people... they can't get on the bus, so they usually just leave it there next to the trash can or on the trash can. And every couple of minutes, the homeless will come by and grab that half drunk alcoholic beverage, and they continue their drunk, and they just stay drunk.
That is the first place I've ever had somebody just ask me for like the rest of my beer.
Wow!
And I gave it to him too. By the way, I was double fisting, but. Still, they were like, do you need that can? I'm like, no, not really. So here you go. So like that, the audacity of that fucking question, you must really need that PBR.
Right. So, anyway, we can continue on because we do have 2 episodes to record today. We are recording 2 so we can get them up there and be our first post for the Squirrel Tangent. Obviously, the squirrel is in full effect. As I said before, we're going to talk about this new show on Amazon Prime, The Boys. Each episode we'll try to cover one episode. But before we talk
about The Boys, Greg's homework is to watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High so we can talk about Jeff Spicoli.
Okay, so he has to watch Vamp. I have to watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I don't have to watch shit because...
We'll find something for you.
We'll find something for you because there's movies that we watch that are fantastic that you're like, meh.
Well, can you work on your James Ingram so that when I have my Michael McDonald next time we can have a duet? Because I don't want to go solo on these. I don't want to.
The bad part is Brandy. Brandy is actually a really incredibly talented singer.
Yeah,
and it's disturbing to hear her when she does this intentionally sing bad thing because
it's better than us singing at any point.
And I'm okay, and I am not good enough to the point where I can sing bad on purpose. Brandy is good enough to the point where she can either sound amazing or really bad. Yeah. Like there's no middle ground.
And I have more fun sounding really bad.
Yeah. But didn't you sing at one point? What was that song that somebody challenged you to sing that you just did the whole thing with your nose plugged?
Oh God, it was Keith Sweat.
Yeah. So she could sound exactly like him.
And it was oh God.
And now she can't keep a straight face.
I can't think of the song, but it was a duet. It had him and the girl. And I did the girl part, and we were at a party, a karaoke party, and everybody was looking at me like, how is she going to do this freaking song? And it started off, and I was holding my nose.
Does he sing Nobody?
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking if
it was that one, I think. The one who can love you like me.
Nobody.
Nobody. And I had the entire.
Yeah, see, this is.
I
just
had the
bad.
entire room in shock because I did the entire song as Keith Sweat and this other girl.
I can totally appreciate it when somebody can actually just completely do
I wish I was there
a different version of themselves for a song. Like, they sound like something. I have one friend of mine that I know everybody knows the song Come Sail Away.
Unfortunately.
Hey.
Which one?
Kansas.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
because the Journey one is I'm Sailing Away.
Yeah. And
is that Journey?
Is that Old Journey? No, that's Kansas.
So how is it not the same song? And why
it is the same song.
What?
It's they start off the song with "I'm Sailing Away," and then the main chorus of the song is "Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me." No, they changed the pace. We'll verify this later, but. It's like an 8-minute long song.
The other one, the chorus is and I try. That sticks. It sticks. My bad. I had to sing it to know who it was. But I'm sailing away to the open shore.
Now the challenge would be, because a friend of mine did this. If anybody remembers the old episodes of South Park, if Cartman heard there it is. Because anytime, the way the show went,
singing random shit.
the way it went was because Cartman, if he heard. Wait, was because when Cartman heard any part of that song, he had to hear the whole song. So he would singing it at lightning speed. And a friend of mine, actually, at karaoke, he did that. He did that entire fucking song in Cartman's voice. And I don't know how he was speaking afterwards. Is he
alive?
Yeah, he still does karaoke up in Seattle.
Oh my God. You know, back at home, though, there was this one karaoke place that I swear they had every freaking song you could ever imagine. And I'm looking through it, and they had chocolate salty balls.
Are you serious?
And I so wanted to do it, but I'm like, suck on my salted chocolate balls.
Suck on my tongue.
Put them in your mouth and suck them.
Wow. Isaac
Hayes.
You might have to share that bottle here. By the way,
you can drink it.
Yeah, there's enough for at least a couple glasses. Excuse me. And I'm sure everybody wanted to hear that. But
bodily gas. Bodily function.
We're real on this podcast. We're real.
And back from the Squirrel Tangent, because it happened again. The Boys! New show on Amazon.
And we're not metaphorically speaking about your family jewels.
Not yet.
That's the next episode. Like Dr. Dre said. Next episode.
Oh, God.
Okay, go. What?
So first thought is we enter the show, and I don't know if because I always try to find somebody or character in a book, in a show, in a movie that I identify with, and Huey is me.
Who the F is Huey?
Huey, that's the main guy, the innocent guy that cracks the nerdy jokes and
yes, the one that should lie and doesn't even know how to do a white lie.
Because I'm horrible at it.
And does the right thing when you want to slap him on the back of the fucking neck and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just lie! And
let go of your principles, man.
No.
I'm supposed to be your moral compass. Let me lean to the left a little bit. Follow, go, yay. So we don't have to deal with the BS.
Yeah, the reason for that is because I was recently... as I said before, I'm a driver. I drive the city buses and the trip to strip
Maybe you should
service.
put this on here because some of your coworkers might hear this.
And not because, honestly, I'm admitting to telling the truth. Oops. And it's been a while since I've actually driven the bus itself. And because of that, they sent me to the back to make sure I didn't have to go through some kind of a retrain to drive the bus, because they had me do forced overtime. And I was basically told that, if I wanted to, if I didn't feel comfortable driving the bus, they would retrain me. They would take me out, and I it would basically take up the time I had on the forced overtime anyway, so it really didn't matter. But I could have done that instead of going to work and having to drive. And I'm honest, and I'm really bad at lying, so I said, no, I can do the job.
He sucks at lying. That's hence why when I know he's lying to me, and I say, don't lie to me, and he just walks in the other room, because I know he just tried to bullshit to me, and he can't.
It's like, look, Brandy, I am the protagonist.
Yeah. So yeah, I identify with Huey, and he's just like this overly honest, very nice guy who had a hot-ass girlfriend. I mean,
for like 3 to 5 minutes.
For about
3 to 5 minutes. I think she might have lasted 2 minutes in the episode.
And then we saw her lower jaw just in slow-mo.
And the splatter of blood that was her after what's the guy's name in the A-Train?
A-Train.
The speedster of the show, because the show's about like the seedy underground of what heroes are like when they're not in front of the camera.
Not saying that all superheroes are like that. This is just their version of if superheroes.
No. In this case, they're like all.
Well, I mean, yeah, they all are. But this is a story of superheroes where they're not just
deified.
They are deified.
They're not deities.
Yeah, they are
They
deities.
don't think where the world doesn't think that they're perfect, or that they're not portrayed as perfect all the time.
Right. Well, see now,
the only
it's
two
darker than that.
superheroes I know that are relatable as humans, so to speak, by just blurting things out and being blunt and whatever the hell, is Iron Man and Deadpool. Everyone else is made out to be
right. Almost
proper, very proper.
Right.
When you compare it to celebrity, you would figure
I don't
that
know, Batman falls under that category too.
Yeah, but would you actually want to hang out with Batman? Really, like?
Sure, when he's rich, I'd want a whole bunch.
Well, other than that, yeah. But
I'm gonna steal a little swig of this wine. No, there
I
isn't.
poured it all in here, but we're community, not friends.
We're all gonna have cooties. No, I don't want
just to wet the whistle, because I don't have anything to drink in front of me.
I can't have alcohol. Alcohol right now.
You don't need alcohol right now.
I don't need.
Okay, so one of my first questions though is because when the episode starts, after she gets plowed through and she becomes basically a mist of blood.
You said plowed through.
Yeah.
Plowed through her.
I would have plowed through her, but
that's still. I would have lasted 2 minutes.
Yeah, she was kind of on that level of hot.
Kind of on that. They actually. I kind of liked their relationship for the couple minutes.
Right, it was like sweet.
The first thing I said to myself was like, "Oh, I like this relationship. Like they seem like they interact like really human beings."
Give you a chance to.
Yeah, and then now he's flirting with this other girl, and they're just as lame as the other. It's like, oh, perfect.
Right,
no chemistry.
So now. What was A-Train running from? Because the first thing he does is he looks back, he sees what's going on, I can't stay, I gotta go, and he runs off.
Because something had happened where he was trying to catch up to the criminal that got away, and he was trying to get to them.
But he was carrying a duffel bag, and
But that's the story he told. But the actual story was he was on his way home from the gym or
something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. Or something.
And then so now the show cuts through to Starlight.
It's just his Chappaquiddick.
Right, and Starlight, I like her. I like Starlight, but
she was very jaded in thinking that they were all proper.
Yeah, but see, now the thing I'm starting to see is the fact that the heroes are owned. Because
they're manufactured.
Yeah, they're manufactured heroes. And she's actually having to go through an interview process to become part of the Seven, which is the name of the superhero group, kind of like Avengers, Fantastic Four, whatever.
Which none of them were interviewed. It was just...
Right.
It just organically
Right.
formed.
They kind of organically formed, but these ones, in this particular show, the heroes are basically a giant business.
They're paid.
Yeah, they're paid. They make money off of it. And I get why, because, you know, being a hero could be a full-time business, and it doesn't pay you any fucking money. So find a way to make some money. But it seems really slimy to do heroic things for money. Again, this goes to my morals. I don't do things for return.
And then they supposedly have this thing called Compound V.
Yeah. And we get into that later. That's not even mentioned yet. But my issue is it's already seeming slimy and underhanded because during this interview process, Starlight is giving her measurements. What the fuck do they have to do with whether or not she can be a hero?
Yeah.
That's kind of like with me in retail positions. I see people with tattoos and dyed hair and piercings and shit like that, and I'm like, cool, give them a shot. Because if they're better at the job than say, that guy in the business suit, I don't care what education that business suit guy has. I don't care how clean cut he looks. If he can't do the job as good as the dude that looked like he was fucking Billy Idol out of the fucking 80s, I'm still giving the job to Billy Idol.
Yeah.
I don't care if you have a mohawk and fucking tattoos and whatever holes in your head.
Whatever holes in your head.
Well, we've seen that. But so that, you know, that starts to raise questions. And then even more questions are raised when the lawyer is going to visit Huey. And they offer him.
We have come to the section of this podcast where Gregory goes on his nerdy tangent. Back to our regular programming.
Sign an NDA. Fuck you.
We are going to need drops at some point. Just don't.
Right, we are going to need drops at some point. But why would this person sign an NDA? Especially, okay, what they offered him was $45,000. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had some juicy shit on what people thought were the fucking heroes of this planet, do you not think that he could have gotten way more from some kind of news outlet?
Yeah, but you're still taking on the entity.
Right.
And that's a scary thing to do. I think a lot of people would have copped out for that 45.
Yeah.
Because he was threatened by you're being approached by all of these this bunch of lawyers, and then in the back of them there's pictures and portraits of all these superheroes.
Right.
Look at Bill Cosby. That's how you get away with this sort of thing for so long. Like you have the right people behind you, and
if you've got the money to do it. If you get someone
you can make problems disappear,
like you, who
doesn't need his $45,000, or he will pay the rent with principal.
So a sad thing though on the side note here is Huey's dad. Now, I'm assuming most of us in the world have watched Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. What is the other one?
Hot Fuzz. He's been in the Mission Impossible movies.
What's the bar one?
Star Trek, the new Star Trek.
Yeah, he was Scotty on the new Star Treks, and
we're all used to hearing him with either his regular English accent
or like a Scottish twist, or it's some kind of English aisle.
And then we have Carl Urban, who plays Scotty and who has played RoboCop, and all English American English accents.
Right.
And now in this show, we do a complete 180 flip where Carl Urban is actually a New Zealander.
Mm-hmm.
So he's speaking with his regular accent.
Right.
And then we have Simon Pegg speaking American English accent.
I love Christian Bale. I love Martin Freeman. I love all of these people. But are we running low on American actors? Is there no American Hugh Laurie that could have played Dr. House?
No.
No.
There really is.
His accent is fine, but Simon Pegg is not pulling off that accent at all.
He really isn't. It's too forced. But my issue with it though is not just because I'm sad to hear his accent go.
Hugh Laurie played House perfect.
It's more of a criticism of the that doesn't seem like something we should be lacking.
And then you have, I can't remember his name, the one that plays the villain in The Matrix. And he's
Mr. Smith.
Yeah. And then he's played in
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, and then he was just in Mortal Engines.
And he's in Captain America, and I can't remember his name either.
And Hail Hydra. But he is also in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
As a drag queen.
As a big old drag queen.
That's where he started. Before any of these other movies that everybody actually knows him for. But my issue with Huey's dad, though, is he's a condescending bitch. The first things he says is like, oh, you've never had the fight in you to stand up to this. Oh, you should just sit down and take the money. Or, when his son is sitting there saying, dude, this is wrong. And his dad's
not being condescending. He's just telling him to just accept it.
Well, no, except for when he says, you've never had a fight like that in you. That's pretty condescending.
That's not condescending. That's putting your son down.
Yeah. So, then we move on to figure out even more how slimy the heroes are in this show. The shareholders meeting. They're actually having a shareholders meeting talking about the billions of dollars that these heroes make them in their movies and by being hired by cities. They get paid by the cities.
And for Starlight to be
for everybody yelling at us 3 minutes ago, Hugo Weaving. Continue.
Hugo Weaving.
And who is the slimiest?
Whom she had to
close to the slimiest.
Whom she had to deep throat.
Right. She took deep to the literal sense because he basically said otherwise she was going to be off the team.
And then when she went to the bathroom, her face looked like a glazed donut.
Right. And then we run into the other slime ball. Fucking, oh God, what's his name?
Invisible?
Yeah, translucent, yeah. And, yeah, hanging out in the bathroom while the women are changing and shit.
Well, now he's blown up.
Yeah, no, well, and that's the second episode, so, spoilers.
How long are we?
We're almost done because when we get done with this, then we're done with this episode.
This is the nerd part of the this is all
the squirt tangent.
I can't help the fact that y'all went on fucking tangents. The squirt tangent. That sounds nasty. So one last thing to cover in this, besides the fact that the one person we thought was the most innocent of them all, Homelander. Yeah.
No.
Not. He ends the episode by blowing up a damn plane.
He doesn't blow it up. He fucking lasered it
in half. Yeah.
He looked at a little innocent kid.
But one thing that does need to be brought up before
waved at him and then annihilated him.
Yeah. So. Wow.
Oh, yeah. That was like a scene out of Eyes Wide Shut.
Dude.
Total scene out of Eyes Wide Shut.
The 3-inch man her to an orgasm, and then what's that orgasm going to be like for him?
Oh, you guys needed to see that one.
Yeah, his soul is back, my friends. His soul is back.
He just had a little moment.
And of course, that's where Huey and Butcher, who is an obvious liar, he's trying to tell Huey that he's a Fed, which is so obviously not true. But they watch footage of A-Train laughing about running through his girlfriend so fast that he got a molar stuck down his throat, and that's just ugh.
They're above the law.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck.
But Carl Urban is hot. Squirrel. Carl Urban is hot.
Okay.
I mean, could you give him 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes? What you got?
I got 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. Fucking women.
So, and near the end of the episode, they do bring up the Compound V because they're trying to negotiate.
And we're just wondering what the V means. It's like
compound vagina. I don't know.
That's what happens when you have 3.5 hours. You compound
vagina. Yeah.
That vagina.
I really should have paid attention during math class. That's where I know they tried to tell me about the compound vagina.
So yeah, and the last little bits that happen though is first off, Translucent busts Huey trying to put a bug in, and side note, Huey's power, every teenage boy's dream. Every teenage boy's dream, just flat out.
What, to be invisible?
Fuck yeah, and run into the girls' bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I think we've all daydreamed about that shit.
That's all we wanted to do.
That's like Porky's. Please tell me you've seen Porky's.
Yes, many, many times.
Though, have you ever accidentally gone into one?
A women's bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, completely jealous.
You'll never want to go back.
I'm completely jealous of women's bathrooms. Because
I'm jealous of the infrastructure.
Yeah, because you go in there and women get fucking couches and flowers and air fresheners. Men get funk.
I think they put the cocaine in the dispenser. Like you can put in a quarter and they get the cocaine and the.
Yeah, I think seriously they import the funk for men.
And the fancier places we have attendants.
But I don't like the bathroom attendant.
Yeah, we get that occasionally, and it's just kind of creepy. Like, is this guy looking at my dick?
Yeah.
And then
but do you guys bond with
we
those?
actually have doors.
Well, doors are.
Do we bond with them? Yeah, sometimes we go in there like, "Hi, how you doing?" And
and that's another thing.
There washing their hands.
That's another thing. Men go into the bathroom.
I don't want to talk to you
while my dick is in my hand. I am not speaking to another man.
And I don't know what it is with these places that don't have that little piece of plywood where. We need privacy while we're peeing. When my dick is in my hand, I want a piece of wood.
I don't want some dude
my hand is grabbing my wood.
And nobody can fucking see what I just did, but I just mimicked the idea of like glaring at his penis.
All you guys get is like maybe a 2x4 in between.
And I would like a 3x6.
Maybe that.
Can I have a telephone booth? Like you don't need the telephone booths anymore. Just move them into the bathroom so that I can pee with a. I'll pee in a TARDIS, but...
Are you a shy peer?
Everybody should be a shy peer. I don't feel like I should have to pee in public.
And then the ones... I've been to a men's bathroom where it's just like a fucking pee trough.
Those are kind of freaky.
Those are disgusting.
But they are kind of relieving because you don't actually have to like aim your dick. You could just kind of let it flow.
But you're all just standing there peeing in a fucking steel tub.
Staring at a wall, not speaking to anybody.
There should be something...
Yeah, but what if you don't aim
There should
correctly?
be something... They should at least give us
Don't cross the streams.
Don't cross... Well, see, now, if that was the case, then I would actually like, you give us a Space Invaders type game where, like, no, move your piece over there, pee over there.
So
enemy on the left.
To close out the boys, though.
He's still trying to be serious.
I try. See, now I'm going to be.
I'm glad you're going to try to bring levity to this.
The Squirrel
series.
Tangent is these two that are going to go zipping off in every direction, and then I'm going to try to pull it back on center. It's not going to always work, but I'll try.
It's never going to work. It's
yeah,
really...
because y'all are just assholes.
No.
But, you
need to shave the hair out of your ears.
Thank you for looking so closely.
You're that close. And you know something, and then lately, now when because he has Greg has a really long beard that is like to his chest.
Yeah.
And he braids it, but I don't know how he trimmed the underneath where he caught some hair and now it's shorter. So now when he comes back from the pool or when he wakes up in the morning and he doesn't take out the braid, he looks like the fucking Lorax. Lorax, Lord of the Trees. We must save the star-bellied Sneeches.
Are we sure that he's not?
The Lorax?
Yeah.
He's kind of tall for a Lorax.
It's in play.
Yeah.
He looks like a wildling right now.
He's like a Sasquatch.
He's like a wildling girl.
Sasswax. No. Sasswax.
Oh, God.
Okay, finish your about the boys.
Last thing about the boys is we had the unintentional
You said last
meeting.
thing about 3 times, by the way.
Because I keep on getting interrupted before I can get any damn place with y'all.
You gotta learn to commit to your point, man. You
and
gotta learn to commit
and
to
because
your point.
the unintentional meeting of Huey and Starlight not in her costume, so she's her alter ego, her civilian costume.
How should her civilian costume be her alter ego when her alter ego should be Starlight?
However you want to look at it. But how she goes out in public when she doesn't want to be stared at as Starlight. And she's sitting there, she's talking to her mom, and it's obvious.
She looks so different because her face is hidden. Ooh, whoopee. She doesn't have a fucking white cape on and a white leotard.
It's the Superman complex. You put a pair of glasses on him, comb his hair back a little bit, nobody knows it's Superman.
And make a little spit curl on his fucking forehead.
Right. Nobody knows it's Superman,
she
which
might
is
get
bullshit.
Away, oh, look, that's Mandy Moore. And then they'll just let her go.
Right. But sitting there talking to her mom.
No. I was just throwing out a random white girl for
obvious, which is good and bad because sometimes you do have to think about yourself. And Huey unintentionally gives the perfect fucking pep talk to her. So probably.
But this is a different type of show. You never know.
True.
Maybe he'll just get a hand job at some point.
Why Thursdays? Because all 3 of us have dietary restrictions.
Dietary restrictions for various physical ailments that we will maybe get into if we decide we really don't give a fuck. But not right now. That's for a bonus episode. If you want to hear therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Bonus.
Boner episode.
And it may take a couple days for it to get up, but
well, it'll take me days.
That sounds completely personal.
The bonus episode's out already.
If you do wish to hear bonus episodes, if you do wish to hear bonus episodes, bonus content, and things of that matter, we are starting a Patreon account at patreon.com/thesquirreltangent.
and
of course, it is not required.
No, it is not. I'm just joking. Shut up. I am just joking. It is not to support our boners, our reproductive systems, or Greg's beard.
My beard does not need support. It stands on its own.
Everything would be directly funneled back into the Empire.
To the Squirrel Empire.
Point, basically, anything that you guys send our way, we would be reinvesting back in to be able to get better sound, better equipment, so we can give you a better show. So,
more squirrel,
you check out
less Greg.
www.patreon.com/thesquirreltangent. And one last thing that's going to be a part of every episode, except our second one, because we're doing 2 episodes at once, is our cheat meal. Because of our dietary restrictions, our recording days are also accompanied by a cheat meal. And
hence why we're squirreling, because we're all hopped up on carbs and sugar.
Yep. And it's going to be a lot of alcohol involved.
Quite frequently, yeah.
Bits of the earth.
Carbs. Meat, not this plant-based Impossible Burger Whopper.
No.
Of course, it's an Impossible Burger because there ain't no freaking burger in it. They should call it a planter. Planters.
If perchance you do come to Vegas and listen up, Sammy's LA Pastrami and Burger, if you chose to sponsor us, hey,
they're magically delicious.
They are magically delicious. We got 3 different sandwiches from them. Brandy got a pastrami and cheese, which
provolone
cheese.
Provolone.
Oh, and
Were
she
you
devoured.
Satisfied with the experience?
She sucked down that 7 inches like it was going out of style.
with no gag reflex.
No gag reflex.
I had the fully loaded pastrami burger where I had
There more innuendo there.
2 patties, 2 quarter pound patties.
He had meat upon meat.
Half a pound of pastrami on top of that.
Amazing.
And then more shit piled on top of that. And I had a very difficult time finishing it. The portions were large.
He likes large
and what did you have?
I had a pastrami melt, and there aren't very many innuendo there, but it was good. If you were into a pastrami
you were shoving hot meat down your throat.
I was shoving hot meat down my throat. So,
but you still had stacks of large meat.
Then no large meat here.
Coming from the front and the back.
If Josh had hot meat, she had 7 inches, I had large meat. So
if you have suggestions for cheap meals, we're
for cheap meals,
cheap meals, because
we do not care about health. If you know a restaurant in the Vegas area that has outstanding food for an affordable price,
and
let us know because we will be
and maybe
happy.
Good cheap whiskeys that we can acquire
that
would help.
Alcohols or a fantastic beer that you think we should try. Let us know. And ladies and gentlemen, that would be the end of our first Squirrel Tangent.
Bye.
Aloha.
Bye.
We should end with aloha.
Bye.
And ladies and gentlemen, I do thank you for your patience, and I apologize at the end of this. This is the editing, Greg. You'll hear some places where the words skip, the vocals change, there are little blank spaces. That's because Windows sucks, and the computer kind of froze up in a few sections.
Fuck Tourette's!
And cookies!
Pretty much.
I like cookies!
So, see you next time for episode 2, which really will be recording in just a few minutes.
Cookies!
Bye-bye. Aloha.
Cookies!